Deep in the crypt, he lies patiently, watching, waiting, anticipating his next move, his next meal, his next maiden to bind to him an immortal life, a lonely man, an unwilling wife. Through centuries of war and ruin he conquers, leaving strewn around him bodies to decorate and desecrate holy ground as he laughs at the terror he's inflicted, an infection that strikes as fast as the plagues in Egypt. Like a worm, he insinuates his will into his prey as they pray and beg and plead to be freed, and he gives them freedom when he tires of using them for his own gain. A conqueror unused to being disobeyed by mere worms bred to be crushed under his heels. Only one name can be spoken and choke the devil out of this count, who used that name in vain, a perverted communion of unholy blood in a holy place to curse the face of the man whose pride was in flesh and not in spirit. In Pacem requiescat, Vlad Dracul, you utter fool who walk this earth, neither as man nor beast, but as a fiend who feasts on mortal lives, as a sacrilegious parody of the one who gave his life for us. We cannot trust in sinful man, but in the one who has a plan and sees it through, for the good of me and you. In a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived, whom you may know by the name of ANNABEL. And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child, and she was a child, in this kingdom by the sea. But we loved with a love that was more than a love, I and my ANNABEL, with the love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that, long ago, in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful ANNABEL, so that our high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not half so happy in heaven, went envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all men know in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of the cloud by night, chilling and killing my ANNABEL. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we. And neither angels in heaven above, nor the demons down under the sea, can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful ANNABEL. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful ANNABEL. And the stars never rise, but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful ANNABEL. And so all the nighttide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in the sepulchre by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. From childhood's hour, I have not been as others were. I have not seen as others saw. I could not bring my passions from a common spring. From the same source, I have not taken my sorrow. I could not awaken my heart to joy at the same tone. And all I loved alone. Then, in my childhood, in the dawn of a most stormy life, was drawn from every depth of good and ill the mystery which binds me still. From the torrent or the fountain, from the red cliff of the mountain, from the sun that round me rolled in its autumn tint of gold, from the lightning in the sky as it passed me flying by, from the thunder and the storm, and the cloud that took the form, when the rest of heaven was blue, of a demon in my view. My rose it withered black, echoing the void inside my heart. You were once in my life, but now we're miles apart. I feel the cold night's air and hear the wind chanting the sound of my despair. I woke under a moonless night. You're in my heart, but no longer in sight. Cast away the withered rose, now as faded as my heart. Cast it away into the flames. Let the flames revive my heart. Let the romance be remembered through the trials we endured. I'll watch the petals turn to ash. I'll watch the thorny stem burn too. My cold and lonely heart, how it blackened with despair, like the rose I carried there. Now its life it lacks. Burn the petals in the flames, so my heart can feel warmth again. And let my heart forget that my love was ever known. How my rose it withered black. It used to be vibrant and alive, but under despair of cold winter's air, it just could not survive. My heart is left empty and cold. Our romance, just a fable told. We used to be of one mind, but now we're separate souls.
Thy soul shall find itself alone mid dark thoughts of the grey tombstone, not one of all the crowd to pry into thine hour of secrecy. Be silent in that solitude which is not loneliness, for then the spirits of the dead who stood in life before thee are again in death around thee, and their will shall overshadow thee. Be still. The night, though clear, shall frown, and the stars shall not look down from their high thrones in the heaven with light like hoped mortals given, but their red orbs without beam to thy weariness shall seem as a burning and a fever which would cling to thee forever. Now are thoughts thou shalt not banish, now are visions ne'er to vanish. From thy spirit they shall pass no more, like dewdrops from the grass. The breeze, the breath of God, is still, and the mist upon the hill shadowy, yet unbroken, is a symbol and a token. How it hangs upon the trees, a mystery of mysteries. Gaily bedight, a gallant knight, in sunshine and in shadow, had journeyed long, singing a song, in search of El Dorado. But he grew old, this knight so bold, and o'er his heart a shadow fell as he found no spot of ground that looked like El Dorado. And as his strength failed him at length, he met a pilgrim shadow. Shadow, said he, where can it be, this land of El Dorado? Over the mountains of the moon, down the valley of the shadow. Ride, boldly ride, the shade replied, if you seek for El Dorado. Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow, you are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away, in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep, while I weep. Oh God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? Oh God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem just a dream within a dream? Welcome to the era for extermination. We're starving citizens in the concentration camps, piling up the bodies one by one, watching the decaying corpses rotting in the sun. It's mass starvation on mass plantation. That once sovereign nation, now it's for domination. If hell was a place on earth, honey, this is it. What's happened to our government? Chaos, despair, no one left to care? Paradise now lost, their hearts have turned to frost. There's no hope here. We've sold our souls for a soulless government. It's now got full control of us. Now we're in cages as the madness rages. Death toll for the ages, written on history pages. It's written on history pages how we lost the war. All hope is gone. Nothing left to fight for. Persecution doesn't seem so bad when there's executions to be had. I won't be sad nor shed a tear when this life of mine disappears, because there's no more hope here. Our very dreams are all crushed, and the great leader we shall fear before we all perish like the dust. We have become so desensitized that morality we trivialize. Our leaders now can't be criticized unless we want our bodies to die. We are hungry, but we're at war. There is nothing left to fight for. It's all a scam, like great leader himself. I feel like we're already living in hell. Desensitized by monsters of men. Destruction on a scale we can't comprehend. First, they said, it's all right, just get on the train. Then they started taking our freedoms away. They said, it's a temporary thing. Just enjoy your time at camp anyway. Little did we know we were being enslaved by a corrupt system that's totally deranged. We are now desensitized by a nation we all despise. It told us we're safe. Those were all lies. It's now too late to realize we are now desensitized by a nation we all despise. They told us we're safe. Those were all lies. It's now too late to realize. We have become so desensitized that morality we trivialize. Our leaders now can't be criticized unless we want our bodies to die. We are hungry, but we're at war. But there's nothing left to fight for. It's all a scam, like great leader himself. I feel like we're already living in hell. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak, and weary. Over many a quaint, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this and nothing more." Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my buck's surcease of sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with such fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is, I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you, and here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortals ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, something louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but, with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculpted bust above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on that placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," said I, "what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of nevermore. But the raven, still beguiling all my sad soul into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then, upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in creaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er she shall press nevermore. Then, methought, the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. "Wretch," I cried, "thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he has sent thee, respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." "Prophet," said I, "thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate, yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." "Prophet," said I, "thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden if, within the distant Aden, it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." "Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend," I shrieked, upstarting. "Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow lies floating on that floor, shall be lifted nevermore.